Okay, I just finished Sorceline. By the way, it is currently Wednesday, March 20th. And I just finished this book. It's currently 5:55 a.m. I started this around, I want to say, 4 something? 4 something? 5 something? 4 something? Something like that. And I've been reading it while taking mini breaks, like little 2-3 minute breaks in between. But that's beside the point. I really enjoyed this book. There was some negatives to it. I felt like there were a lot of transitional issues. Like, one minute we would see characters arguing, and then the next minute they're literally under the blanket talking and chatting, sharing each other's secrets. I'm just like, where did the transition happen? When did the sequence of, hey, I forgive you, or hey, let's talk about this more in detail happen? One moment we would see them in the woods searching for something. The next moment they're in class the next day talking about something. So I felt like the transitions in this book were very not well done. Literally, it felt like we needed a page or at least one line to register that, hey, we're going from point A to point B to point C. Not we're going from point A to point B and a half right to C. Like, I didn't like that. It made me like double think and even turn the page back quite constantly. There was at least 5 good times I had to do that, which slowed my time reading, because I would even reread a couple pages to be like, okay, well, am I tripping? Like, did I miss something? I'd be looking at the page and be like, did I skip a page by accident? Like, no, I didn't. So that's one thing I hope in the next book we don't have the issue of, but this book has so many, like, twists and turns, and the art is beautiful in it. It's just amazing. And we learn so much. So many of the little things that I thought I was peeping on were incorrect. And I'm loving it. And we just learned a big dropper of info on the very last page. So I will be buying the second book. I'm actually probably going to go look the book up now. And I might purchase it now. I'm not sure. But yes, I love this book. It's really good. I don't know if it's from like a small author or not. But it's great. I really like it. A+ for this one. I think next on my list to read, I think I'm going to go ahead and read a chapter or audio listen to a chapter of Song of Achilles. I think I'm going to do when I'm on chapter 25, I think I'm going to read chapter 26. I'm going to get that over with. They're in the stage of the book that I'm actually not that excited about. It's the war. I love the first half of the book. It was amazing. Like, I just really love the story and their connection and their building, their working through things. But the war part of the book was good at first, but now we're like 5 to 4 years into the war, and I'm bored. I'm bored. Like, I need us to get somewhere. They keep talking about a possible inevitable death that's about to happen, and I'm just like, look, I feel like we've been doing this for a while now. Just go ahead and break my heart. Just go ahead and get it over with. So, hopefully chapter 26 or 25. I think I'm on 25. I think I just got to 25, so I need to read 25. Yeah, I think hopefully chapter 25 is not that bad. Hopefully it's pretty good. So I'm going to go do that. And then what time is it? I don't have to get ready. Oh, yeah, it's way early. I don't have to get ready for anything yet. I do have to leave later on. But yeah. I don't know where I should put this at. It's red. There would definitely probably be a collection of these books. I am going to do a graphic. I think I'm going to talk about a little bit more about how I'm going to set my books right now. Do not mind Sabrina's Halloween costumes. Those are from last year. I think I'm going to keep it on the shelf, obviously. I think I'm going to put it where the other 3 graphic novels are. Yeah, I'll just put it here. Okay, so Sorceline is now done. Really enjoyed that book. I think out of 5 stars, I'm going to give it a 4.5. It generally would have gotten 5 stars if the transitions weren't so complicated. Not complicated, but weren't lacking of such. Like, I got confused sometimes. I don't know, maybe it's just me. It could just be me. I will give them the benefit of the doubt of that. But I do feel like the transitions could be done a lot better. But as for the story and the attentiveness of it, 5 out of 5. Like, 5 out of 5. It was amazing. Like, I actually paid attention, and I was enjoying reading this, and I actually wanted to go back and finish it. It was a nice read. It's something you could easily read in a day. So I think next on my list, I'm going to finish Song of Achilles, obviously, but it's just going to be one chapter at a time whenever I feel like it. And right now, I'm thinking about doing it every time I read a chapter of another book, currently graphic novels. So I think I really want to do the Coraline one. Witch Boy I like, but I don't know. Its thickness just seems very overwhelming for some reason. Um, we're gonna read a couple pages of Coraline. Not now, but I think it's gonna be the next graphic novel we attempt to read. And then if I'm not into that at this current moment in time, we'll do the Witch Boy, since it's magic-y and this one it was magic-y too. But that's the story. That's the plan. Not the story, but the plan. So I think I wanted to do something while I was listening to the book. Since these are the chapters that I'm not that incredibly excited for. So I want to do something actively that's keeping me engaged in my environment while also listening, if that makes any sense to anybody. So I think I'm going to prune my plant terrarium and guess also kind of like give you all like a view of me doing that while I do that. Okay, so I rub out my cat water fountain and also my fish tank. So you're gonna hear little drizzly noises. But this is gonna be probably like a little time lapse, so I want to give you a little quick overview of the tank before I start messing with things. First of all, it looks a lot better than I thought it did before I set it up. Let me get like a little B-roll with my phone if I can. But yeah, everything looks a lot better than what I thought it was gonna look like. We have the plant's basically overgrowing. This is a 10-gallon tank, normal size. I thought this would be plenty of room for plants. I was sorely mistaken. So, we have some sort of plant that I forgot what it was. In one of my plant videos, if I can go, I'll try to look back at it and I'll actually put the name of the plant up if I remember. But it's in one of the plant videos. This one back here too. This one, what is this one? This one's the same thing, but just new leaves. It wasn't doing well, but now it's grown tremendously in this new setup. I learned that it does not like a lot of water. So most of these plants in here were doing better once I lowered the amount of water being provided. But at the same time, I changed to distilled water. They were not liking my tap water for some reason. At least some of them. Some of them were dealing with it. Like the bamboo was fine with it, but a lot of them weren't liking it. This bamboo has grown like a whole extra arm. Like, this is all from one bamboo. I don't know if you can see it really clearly. Let me see if I can get a clip of it with my phone. But like, yeah, this bamboo stalk is like all the way coming from like the root of it. Like, that's a big stalk. I have an extra 29-gallon tank downstairs, and I've been really attempting to set it up to make it a terrarium because that would give these plants virtually almost double the space in height to grow. But my only problems with that is that I don't have enough lining for the automated mister right now. That's problem number one. Problem number two is that I will probably need more nozzle heads for it, so I'll have to redo the misting system. Problem number three, I don't have room in my room for that. This 10 gallon is kind of perfectly what I need. I think a 13 to a 14 gallon could still fit on the shelf that it's on, height-wise. So arguably, I could still get a bigger system, but it has to be the same width as this. It can just be like 2 to 3 inches taller, which for these plants would do a lot. But other than that, I'm just going to prune off the top. I've done it plenty of times. It doesn't hurt anybody. This will be my first time, though, pruning the fern. So this fern that you see is a button fern. Not my mistake. It's a lemon button fern. It wasn't doing well when I first got it, but ever since I put it in a terrarium, kind of like a semi-controlled environment, it's doing a lot better. So we have this plant that I forgot the name of. Bamboo, probably a form of lucky bamboo if I'm not mistaken. Lemon button fern, and its little offshoot. It sends its own little offshoot through. This is a big piece of, I think, what type of wood is this? I forgot what type of wood it is. It's a big piece of wood through here, and through here, and I think it sent runners through and under the wood, and now we have a little baby one, baby little fern down here. That one's fine for now. So we have this guy, back, more bamboo. This is I forgot what it was called. It was doing a lot better when I first planted it in here for a couple months, but I just think it's not happy. But this little guy right here, it's a little vining situation. I forgot what it's called. I just think it wants a bigger environment, and I think it wants more water. I generally think it wants more water. So I think it's not happy that it's not getting as much moisture, because you can see that this is really dry. Mostly because it's blocking the mister, so most of the mist is going onto the leaves instead of getting into the dirt. So I need to do that I need to handle that by trimming this back, handle all of that death. Then we have grasses down here. I forgot what grasses are. They're doing amazing, and you're not seeing that. So let me get a little close up with my phone. Down here we have these grasses. Down here we have these grasses. Amazing. They've never grown this big before. If you remember in my old videos, I would talk about like how they just weren't growing enough, but from right here to right here they grow. I think they wanted more shade from the light. I think they just wanted more shade from the light. And they wanted a little bit of less water. So I think that's why they're doing amazing right now. But other than that, that's all the species of plants here. There was a pothos in here. It was in my back center. I don't know what happened to her. She was doing okay, and then she just wasn't doing great again for a while. Actually, this is a pothos. This little plant leaf right here is the pothos, because I planted all the pothos in this back little area. So that is the pothos. See if I can show this camera up here in it all. See if I can zoom in a little bit better. Da-da-da, da-da-da. But yeah, that's the pothos. It used to be a lot more than this. Is one little plant. The vining yeah, it's still right there a little bit. But yeah, no, there's a little bit more still here. She's struggling. She's just not happy very much. There's a new shoot, I think. There's a new leaf coming off right there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a new leaf coming off right here. I'm trying to move this leaf out the way. Right there. She used to be more, but she's just not very happy. So I'm going to handle that. There's currently, ideally there should be springtails in here and isopods in here. I've seen the isopods every now and then. I even think I've seen babies, so I think they're doing okay. I don't think they love the super dry. It's not super dry, but some areas are wetter than others because of the, like that's quite dry. Quite dusty and dry. So I'm gonna work on this and we'll get back to you. I'm gonna turn on my audiobook, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Here to interrupt. So basically the goal was to thin everything out as much as possible to let some other plants grow in and really to let their fern spread. And so far I think I did a positive job. It looks really rough now. It's been a couple of weeks now, so I might do an update, not in this video, but in the next. But this is how it looks thus far. I am also still not watching, but listening to Song of Achilles. I am almost done. I only have, I think 3-4 minutes left of this chapter. But here's my problem. The end of this chapter is making me not like Achilles. Not like him. I still love his character, but it's making me mad. It's making me mad, and it's making me mad at the whole army. They've been here for 10 years, which I forgot we jumped from 5 to 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 years in the last 2 chapters. But, ooh, like they have grown. Like him and Achilles are easily in their mid to late 20s, I think, now. Because they went to war when I want to say they're around 16, either 15, 16, or 17, I think. And it's been 10 years, so they're in their roughly mid to late 20s, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't know exactly when they left. I know they were still young. And in the chapter 24, I think, no, it was chapter 25. No, chapter 24, chapter 24. Chapter 24, not Odysseus, what's his name? I forgot his name. His name is really never said that often anymore. But Achilles, his lover, he describes like how much they've grown, like how he has even become more masculine and like a beard's grown through, and he is more rough and more like more masculine. Because he's never really described himself as that. He always described himself as very boyish, and how Achilles has grown to more of his like masculine features, and it's just like this golden line of sense. I think is the best way I could describe it. But I really like this book, but right now I'm a little upset. But I'm more interested, so that's good. So I'm gonna finish this. We'll finish chapter 25, and then I might listen to chapter 26, or I might need to start getting ready, or I might find another activity to do. One of the three. So I did just get the second book of Sorceline in the mail. Really excited to read this one. I did like during that time I did like a whole rundown. I figured out who the author was, but I figured out me like actually like seeing a picture and stuff with the author. This is a French series, if I'm not mistaken. There's actually like 8 books out, if I'm not mistaken. But I think they're slowly being converted to English versions. So the first English version, which is the one that I read earlier in this vlog, that came out in 2023, I think, if I'm not mistaken. No, that came out in 2021. This came out in 2023. This came out last year. So I'll just a couple pages from this book that we'll get into. There is a little background reading. But yeah, so I think they'll be releasing these bit by bit, and I'm just really happy. This book feels smaller than the other one. Like, I feel like this is shorter than the last edition. But yeah, I will hopefully start reading this in this vlog. I might do it in the next vlog. I'm not sure. We kind of got a lot of footage for this one. Sorceline Book 2 is now in the lineup for reading. She will probably be the next book that I complete. But yeah, we also made a lot of progress on Song of Achilles. We're actually almost done. I think I was actually horribly mistaken. I actually had like 6 to 8 chapters left, if I'm not mistaken. But in the audio, the way I read the audio book, sometimes some of the audio formats and videos are like they'll be reading 2 chapters in one video. So I mistakenly only had like 4 videos left, which I did, but some of those were 2 chapters in one. So I actually had way more chapters than I thought. But from the last time you've seen me or heard from me, I think I'm on chapter 28 or 9 now. So I generally think I only have 3 to 4 chapters left before I'm actually done with the book. I was going to read the last couple chapters, but a part of me is just like, let's audio listen to just to get it through. And so far, I'm very much back into the story. Let's just say that I'm very much back into the story. But yeah, so this one will hopefully be finished within the week or month. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling I could have finished it today, but I kind of slept all day. We're not gonna talk about that. But yes, so that's that. But for sure, we're gonna finish Sorceline this edition. Then after that, we gotta start. Part of me wants to go ahead and finish Coraline. We'll start Coraline and finish that out, the graphic novel. But I really want to start the Pumpkin Queen. So we'll see. We will see.